Hey everyone, feeling brave today? Think you can handle some seriously spooky stories? Well, get ready because we're about to explore the shadowy parts of the world, the places where things go bump in the night, and sometimes even in broad daylight. We're going on a world tour of terror, visiting 5 places known for their spooky reputations. From Russia to South Korea, China to England and Australia, no place is safe. So grab your snacks, hold on tight, and let's get started. This is gonna be good. Imagine this. It's 1959 and we're in the freezing Ural Mountains of Russia. 9 experienced hikers, led by a guy named Igor Dyatlov, are on an adventure. They're young, excited, and ready for anything. Well, almost anything. This isn't a walk in the park, it's freezing, harsh and dangerous. But these hikers are tough, right? They've got this. Or so they thought. Weeks pass and their families start to worry. Where did they go? No one knows. A search party sets out, hoping for the best but expecting the worst. And what they find is truly terrifying. The hiker's tent is ripped open from the inside, like something was desperate to get out. And the hikers themselves are scattered around the campsite, some with strange injuries, some partially dressed. This wasn't just a bear attack. Some hikers have broken bones and fractured skulls, the kind of injuries that make you wonder, how did that even happen? One hiker is even missing their tongue. I told you it was going to get weird. The official explanation? Hypothermia and some kind of natural force. Yeah, that's pretty vague, even for the government. Of course, people came up with their own theories. Some say it was an avalanche, but the evidence doesn't really add up. Others whisper about secret military experiments gone wrong. And then there's the theory that's so out there, it just might be true paranormal activity. The ripped tent, the strange injuries the hikers found miles away. It's enough to make anyone wonder. Even after all these years, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains a mystery. Was it a freak accident, a government cover-up, or something even creepier? The mountains hold their secrets close, and the truth about what happened to those hikers remains a chilling reminder that sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Or, as I like to say, sometimes the truth is just plain terrifying. That was the Dyatlov Pass incident, a story of adventure, mystery, and a whole lot of unanswered questions. Up next, we're heading to South Korea, where a beautiful island hides a dark and tragic past. Okay, we're leaving the icy mountains of Russia and flying to Jeju Island in South Korea. Imagine this, beautiful volcanoes, crystal clear water and beaches that would make anyone want to soak up the sun. It's basically paradise. But even paradise has its secrets. In Jeju's case, it's a history filled with sadness and violence. Back in the 1940s, Jeju Island was the site of a terrible massacre. Thousands of people lost their lives, and the island was left scarred, both physically and emotionally. Now, here's where things get spooky. Locals will tell you that the island never truly recovered from that terrible time. They say that the spirits of those who died still linger, unable to find peace. And who can blame them? Tourists come to Jeju Island for its beauty, but many leave with creepy stories. Sudden cold spots, the feeling of being watched, and whispers carried on the wind are just a few of the creepy encounters people have reported. Imagine walking through a peaceful village, enjoying the sunshine and the scenery. The air smells like salt and sea, and everything seems perfect. But then, you see something out of the corner of your eye. A flash of movement, a shadow that disappears as quickly as it appeared. You tell yourself it was nothing, just your imagination. But deep down, you can't shake the feeling that you're not alone. That's the thing about Jeju Island. The line between the living and the dead feels very thin. Locals will tell you that the ghosts here aren't necessarily bad, they're just stuck, reliving their final moments again and again. Some visitors even say they've seen figures in traditional Korean clothing wandering the island at night, their faces filled with sorrow. Are these hallucinations caused by the island's dark history? Or are these lost souls searching for something they can never have? Jeju Island reminds us that even in the most beautiful places, the echoes of tragedy can last for a very long time. It's a place where the past and present come together, and where the living and the dead seem to walk side by side. So, next time you're planning a vacation, maybe think twice before booking that trip to Jeju Island. Unless, of course, you don't mind a few ghosts with your sunshine and beaches. No judgment here. Coming up next, we're heading to China to explore the Forbidden City, a place filled with history, secrets, and more than a few ghost stories. Don't go anywhere, things are about to get imperial. All right, folks, get ready, because we're going to Beijing, China, a place where history seems to seep from every brick and stone. We're diving into the heart of the Forbidden City, a massive palace that was once home to emperors, their families, and enough drama to make your head spin. Now you might be thinking, palaces are for fancy people and probably fancy ghosts too. And you wouldn't be wrong. For centuries, the Forbidden City was the center of power in China. But behind its beauty lies a darker side. Betrayal, secrets, and even murder were all part of life within those walls. And where there's death, there are often whispers of restless spirits. Locals will tell you that the spirits of the Forbidden City are trapped, unable to move on. They say the energy within those walls is so strong you could almost touch it. The Forbidden City wasn't just a palace, it was like a gilded cage, especially for the women who lived there. Imagine the pressure and the secrets, jealousy, power struggles, and all happening under the watchful eyes of the court. It's enough to make anyone crack, living or dead. And some of these women met truly tragic ends, their stories lost to time. Were they victims of foul play, driven to despair, or worse, silenced to protect the secrets of the court? We may never know, but their stories, or at least whispers of them, linger in the air. Visitors to the Forbidden City have reported hearing whispers, rustling silks, and the feeling of being watched. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures darting down corridors, or heard mournful cries echoing through the courtyards. Are these simply tricks of the mind, or could they be glimpses into the tragic past that still haunts this place? I mean, I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but I'm also not saying I'd spend the night in the Forbidden City alone. Of all the ghost stories associated with the Forbidden City, the tale of the White Lady is perhaps the most chilling. Legend has it that she was a beautiful concubine who fell in love with a palace guard. Forbidden love, secret meetings, it's a classic story. But their love was doomed from the start. When their affair was discovered, the guard was executed, and the heartbroken concubine, unable to bear the thought of life without her love, took her own life. Some say she hanged herself from a tree in the imperial garden, while others believe she drowned herself in a nearby well. Now, legend claims that her spirit, forever searching for her lost love, roams the Forbidden City. Dressed in flowing white robes, her face hidden by long black hair, she's said to appear before those who are about to experience bad luck. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the halls of the Forbidden City, and you happen to see a shimmering white figure out of the corner of your eye, maybe, just maybe, turn around and walk the other way. You've been warned. Okay, let's talk about Highgate Cemetery in London. Imagine a sprawling Victorian graveyard with crumbling headstones and overgrown ivy. It's like the perfect setting for a ghost story. And trust me, this place doesn't disappoint. For centuries, people in London have been burying their loved ones here. With that much history, it's no surprise that some people think Highgate Cemetery is full of restless spirits. And when I say some people, I mean pretty much everyone who's ever been there. You can't walk through that cemetery without hearing a story about someone seeing a ghost or feeling a cold touch. But here's the thing. Most haunted places have one or two ghost stories. Highgate Cemetery is like a buffet of hauntings. There are so many spooky tales, it's almost like the ghosts are competing to see who can be the scariest. But of all the spooky tales to come out of Highgate, there's one that stands out. The legend of the Highgate vampire. It all started in the 1960s when people claimed to see a tall, dark figure lurking among the tombs. Witnesses said it had piercing red eyes, not exactly someone you want to run into in a graveyard. Naturally, rumours started spreading. Some folks were convinced it was a real vampire preying on the living. Others thought it was some kind of demon, which might be even worse. People were terrified. It got so bad that some people even started performing exorcisms in the cemetery, which probably didn't help matters. The whole thing became a huge media sensation. Newspapers were going crazy with stories, and people were flocking to Highgate Cemetery, hoping to see the mysterious figure for themselves. So, what was the Highgate vampire? Was it a real vampire, a demon, or just some guy messing with people? Honestly, no one knows. Despite investigations and even vampire hunters, the identity of the Highgate vampire remains a mystery. Some people think it was just mass hysteria, fueled by overactive imaginations. Others believe there was something truly supernatural going on. And then there are those who think the Highgate vampire is still out there, hiding in the shadows. Personally, I'm not sure what to believe, but there's something undeniably creepy about Highgate Cemetery, something that sends shivers down your spine. Maybe it's the history, maybe it's the stories, or maybe, just maybe, there's something truly sinister lurking beneath the surface. Whatever the truth may be, the legend of the Highgate vampire continues to capture the imagination, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left buried. All right, folks, get ready to head down under to Australia. And no, I'm not talking about kangaroos or the outback. I'm talking about a place where the shadows whisper and every creaky floorboard could be a ghost saying hello. I'm talking about the Monte Cristo homestead, a place so haunted it makes other haunted houses look like child's play. This place has it all: tragic deaths, strange events, and enough creepy history to make your hair stand on end. Built in 1885, the Monte Cristo homestead was supposed to be a dream home for a family. Instead, it became their nightmare, a place where bad things seemed to happen constantly. The house has seen it all: a baby falling down the stairs, a maid falling to her death, a stable boy burned alive, and a caretaker shot dead. And that's just the beginning. With a history like that, it's no wonder that the Monte Cristo homestead is considered to be the most haunted house in Australia. Over the years, there have been countless reports of paranormal activity at the Monte Cristo homestead. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in the windows, hearing voices calling their names, and feeling icy cold spots. And if that wasn't enough, people have also claimed to have been touched, pushed, and even scratched by unseen forces. One of the most famous ghosts is that of Mrs. Crawley, who, after her husband died, reportedly went a little crazy. Dressed in black and refusing to leave, she's said to still roam the halls, watching over everything. But wait, there's more! There's also the ghost of a young maid who supposedly fell or was pushed to her death from the balcony. And don't forget about the ghost of the stable boy who died in a fire. Some say you can still hear his screams. The current owners of the Monte Cristo homestead are a brave couple who have embraced the home's spooky reputation. They even give ghost tours, because why not? They have countless stories of their own encounters with the paranormal, from strange noises to full-on apparitions. They even claim to have captured evidence of the paranormal, including recordings and photographs. Is the Monte Cristo homestead truly haunted, or is it just a case of overactive imaginations? Well, you'll just have to visit and find out for yourself. But be warned, you might just leave with more than just souvenirs. You might just leave with a ghostly souvenir you didn't want. Well, there you have it, folks. 5 terrifying tales from around the world that prove that sometimes truth is stranger and scarier than fiction. From the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass incident to the ghosts of Jeju Island, these stories are just a taste of the creepy side of our planet. Remember, some mysteries are better left unsolved. But if you're like me and love a good scare, then be sure to like, share and subscribe for more spine-chilling stories from around the globe. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the ghosts bite.